Good morning, good afternoon. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. Hey Raj, how you doing? Good to see you guys. Well, this is quite the profile we've got going here. It's like when you get a basketball stuck between the hoop and the backboard. It's messy. Hey Attila, how are you? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, this is we have seen this kind of thing before. You know, it's been it's been really something. We've seen stuff like this after COVID, right? After the massive COVID flash, we've seen stuff like this. Hey, Kevin, David, good morning, everyone. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit better. Slowly getting there. I'm still stuffed up in the head, but hey, voice is starting to come back, so that helps. Alrighty, first trading day of the month, and we have a bit of a conundrum here. Let's see what we can do. Now, overnight inventory is about as close to 100% long as you can get. All of the trading is above the close of yesterday. Now, we did a little correction, but we haven't had a correction yet, right? Now, everyone's thinking about sell in May and go away. But let me remind you guys that May has just started, okay? The other thing about the sell in May thing, and I haven't gone and run the stats. If someone's is keeping stats, it'd be interesting to know that historically, if the market dips in May, I'd be very interested to see that. Okay. Here's the thing. The way these markets are structured, nobody really sells an all-time high, right? Usually all-time highs are sold in different types of markets. This one is not structured that way because of the type of stock market that we have. It's a market where assets are marked up every single month. And people borrow money against those assets. So not only are stocks equity, but they're also used as collateral, right? So collateral, if the price of the collateral goes down, that's not good for anyone. As you can see, the price of collateral has always been increasing. And this chart goes back to 2022. And we can even go back further and look at, there's the COVID lows. There's that low from Mr. Trump's Judgment Day. And there's the low from the last little war liquidation. Every time this thing drops, it moves higher, right? It's a very difficult market to short. It's not been structured to short, right? So that percentage gain, I mean, if you had bought, if you had loaded up on stocks here, 6 years later, you're looking really good, you know? Just something to consider, it's, now, the problem for us as day traders is trading this kind of day is very difficult, right? Let's go take a look. Now, when overnight inventory is this long, I'd say it's probably 99% long, right? I'd say it's about 99% long, and we haven't had a correction. If we do, right, we'll be looking for bids in the single prints. I'll show you that on the next chart. I think we have 4 sets of single prints, or 4 very visible short positions. And then we have short positions that are not so visible. If we were to open here at 72.64, we're going to open on a gap. We're going to open outside the previous day's range. So number 1, gap. Number 2, do we fill or no fill? Okay. That's our immediate concerns. It's kind of like a checklist of what's first, right? So we got a gap. Do we fill the gap or do we not? I've got this level at 72.70 3/4. And we kind of did a look above and fail of that level, but not by much. And we're still kind of meandering around the 64, right? Oh, hey, LC, good. That's cool. So if you look at 2025, going back to 2020, the last 6 years, we haven't sold off in May, right? 70% green Mays, right? That sell in May and go away, that's a saying from the 1980s, right? Just so you know. It's from the 80s and the 90s, right? And we'll get to that cup and handle in a second, okay? So what are we looking for as we come in, all right? So previous day high is here at 72.53 1/4. 54 is one of the stops. The next stop here is 56 3/4. So you can see that we're starting to, as soon as we came down here, there are buyers at 57. So keep that in mind, right? Now I know a lot of you just want to short, right? I'd like to short too. Given that inventory is long, the natural trade is short, right? But what if we open and go sideways for a while? Okay, so let's look at scenarios. Number one, we could open and go back and forth like this for a little bit. The other scenario is we come down and fill the gap. The overnight cost basis is here. So if we do liquidate, we'll come down to this area here. Whoops. If we get accepted back inside yesterday's range, yesterday's cost basis is here, right, just at 44. So something we have to watch out for. If you are short and it fills the gap and it gets accepted back inside yesterday's range, we'll use these stops to tell us how bad the selling is. Just remember that, keep that in mind, right? The overnight low is a poor low. Thanks, Ronan, right? So there were bids here the entire overnight session. Got tested early and then it got tested later on. So the buyers are still there. So if you are short and it does break and fill the gap, think about putting your buy orders before that poor low and front running it, right? So you get yours, right? When markets are like this, it's very difficult to predict the order flow. So you can see yesterday we had 1, 2, 3, 4 short positions that are very, very visible. The other short positions will be where the stops are, because that's where the buying was when the market came down. It was immediately hit with buying. Okay? Keep that in mind when you're trading today. Today is Friday. It's also the first day of the month. I must advise caution. And if it's choppy and a tight range and there's not much follow through, size down and don't over trade. Okay? Because when markets are trading in a choppy range, like when they were doing this, it's very hard because there's no edge. There was a good long here, and now they're doing the exact same thing as they did here. So let's see. We're open, right? And if you're short, you're looking for 58 on the bottom. Here we go. The market is moving lower. Slowly moving lower. Thanks, LC. That'd be great. So we do have PMI data at 9:45. Maybe that'll shake something loose. But you can see we came right down to VWAP. Couldn't tag it. A little bit of short covering coming in. So far we haven't filled the gap. If it takes out 66, 67, you're going to be looking for sellers up here. It's at 68. Looking for the overnight high now. If we get past the seller here, see there's the seller. Staying above 66 is dangerous for shorts. Looking for that overnight high. If we take out the overnight high, be careful. Okay. Quick short TB there, that's fine. Those was a quick little correction. You can see the volume point of control is up here at 69. People are trying to cover before the market hits that overnight high. Let's see what comes in for the order flow in the next couple of minutes. Be patient. If you don't have an edge, you don't have to trade. Okay? Remember that you don't want to start out the month losing a lot of the money that you made last month or blowing up your account. Just relax. There's the overnight high. They're going to sell into it up there. If we accept over the overnight high, use the levels. Because what we're going to do is we're going to run some stops. See if we can take out the 73 area. If not, we'll come back in. And you'll be looking for bids. So number one, no gap fill, right? Not even close. Now this is a stop run. Now we are at all-time highs, okay? We are at all-time highs in RTH. This market has never been traded this high ever. So there is nobody who has a cost basis to sell into this. So just be careful. Now, on days like this, large traders can come in and slam it up and down. So please make sure you are using stops. And be careful, okay? The business plan on a day like this is caution. The purple is 4 times cost basis. Now it should come back down and test that overnight high again. Let's see if we get any selling. Now let's see how well these levels work. They've never been traded, so don't trust them too much, right? The smart thing to do on days when we break out and you hit new highs, I'm very happy to watch. All right. I'm very happy to watch. I'm just going to open up my trading software. I haven't even taken a trade all day. Looks like a look above and fail of 76. If you are short, your bids are going to be at 72. Your stop is going to be 77. You don't want to waste a lot of money on a stop. Yeah, 4 times cost basis seems to be responsive. The problem is, if enough people are short, you'll see quite a bit of covering. There's quite a lot of buying in that 75 area. Just watch the offer, watch 76 and a quarter. If you are short, say you're short 75, go put in a 73 bid. You know, see if you get hit. Front run the overnight high. Okay. See how it hits 73? Good stuff, Matt. You might have to, if you're thinking of buying 72, maybe bid a little higher, right? If you have a few contracts, buy one back at 73 and then your bids, bid 72 half on the next one. And if it can't fill your bid, then you know that there's no, there's no buying. I mean, there's no selling. Remember they have to they will only lower prices. They have to. Here we go. Just relax. If you're not in a trade and if you're not used to shorting, just relax. There seem to be some bids at 70. Let's see if they can hold that overnight high. The wholesalers will be selling here, which is a good thing, right? Here we go. So if you had a 72 half bid filled, maybe a 72, 71 and 3/4. See how it just stopped there and reversed and moved back up? See? That's because everyone's short underneath the overnight high. So they're going to come in and they're going to bid that area and try and buy it before the other buyers can get it. That's called front running, right? It's like jumping the line. Because if I know that everyone's going to be buying 72, I'll buy 73, right? Now let's see what happens next, right? How this usually works, this is what we call, in stock trading, this is what we call a gap and trap. You gap a stock or something up, and you sell as much as you can to the people who are short and covering. If price is stable, remember what I told you guys about if price held stable here, that we'd get a move up, and in fact we did, right? That's the problem with all-time highs. If you take a market sideways at an all-time high, it will attract buyers after a bit of time. It brings in buyers. Now, there might be short-term inventory corrections. If we run out of bids here, the market will come back down and tag the overnight high. We haven't been able to hit it yet. Look for that. If you're short again at, say, 75, bid 73, 72 and a half, get paid. It's not a lot, but at least you're getting paid on these trades, right? Look above and fail, look above and fail again. And you got to be quick, right? Be quick. Be quick. Hit it, cover it. Hit it and cover. Hit it and cover. Now let's see the next. See, we've got a high, and a high. So I'm going to see the next candle. If the next candle can't take out the 25s, we may be able to go and fill these bids down here. Let's see. See how the shorts coming in bid the 72 half? Like clockwork. So there's still some buying there, right? Be light on your feet, my friends. Don't be heavy-handed on a day like this. Get in, get out, get in, get out, right? And if we take out the 72, 72, 78s, be careful. Oh, thanks, LC. Much appreciated. So we got PMI in a minute. Let's see if we get any kind of reaction. There's our seller. Is PMI hitting the tape? Can we get under 74? There we go. Touch of 73 and 3/4. There we go. Come on now. Come on down to the overnight high. There we go. Touching the overnight high. Finally. As it comes in, we're going to see where the bids are. If we accept under the overnight high and you're short, I would look for the 66 to 68 area, because there certainly will be bids down here at 63. Now we get to find out how many people are short underneath that overnight high. Because if there are a lot of shorts, as soon as it gets down to the 71s, they're going to come in guns blazing to cover. But if they see selling, they'll start dropping their bids. Again, this is one of those places where you really wanted to let the large traders work this out. If you were short 75, 76, the 71s are a great place to take some profit. In quote-unquote normal market conditions, you'll get some more selling, right? And you'll get follow-through. But because we're at all-time highs and it is a Friday and it is the first day of the month, it's a bit of a pain. Give it some time. This kind of trading right here is very, very unpredictable. Right? I like nice, predictable trades. Those quick scalps from 76 down, 76, 75 down to 73, they were okay. Right now, I have no idea what's going to happen. All it takes is for one or two big sellers to come in and knock it down. But they're only going to do that if they see competition. So the last three candles, the offer is moving higher. And it's choppy, right? Don't worry if you're not trading, right? It's a difficult market to trade. And the trades that we were talking about were a little complex and you had to be quick. So if you're not a fast trader, for sure don't worry about it. Use the sim and practice. Practice your execution, right? Now, I'm thinking if we get underneath the overnight high, we'll see some selling. But right now, every time we come down there, we stop and move up, stop and move up. So the market's trying to tell me, don't jump the gun just yet. You know what I mean? You guys understand what I'm saying? Here we go. We want it to sell off smooth. Whoa, that's not it. That's not smooth. Damn. And that's what I was talking about, unpredictable price action. Do you guys see what I was talking about? There's no way you could have predicted that. I said look for bids around 69 and 3/4, and dear God, they came in. All right. Hey, thanks, Rich. ISM data, right? Yeah. Well, that's the thing, Jam. It's really, really difficult trading this all-time highs. And any of you, I mean, we've had the room open, what, for 5 years now? 6 years? You know, it's just, we've seen this before, you know. I took one scalp with one micro, right? I, I'm still not 100%. I had one good trade this week, one really good trade. I'm happy with that. You know, it's been a little stressful this last month end, but I'm glad I got my health back. So, the market will always be there Monday, Tuesday. It won't be a big deal. So that was definitely, from that 70 to 78, that big green candle, that was just a couple of big short covering orders, and it just ripped. It could just as easily fall apart as well, right? Yeah, the problem is, S-Pill, the probability of you catching those longs on a day like this are very hard, right? You have to think, what's the probability I'm going to catch that big candle or that big short candle? That's why I don't like to trade a candle by itself. I like to trade an edge. And right now, we are right at my edge, and we're just kind of going back and forth, back and forth. Right? So just relax. Let's see what happens when the next half hour bar opens up. Right? The worst thing on a Friday is to lose money. Because what that does is it puts you in a bad weekend. Things just get really, really difficult. See how it's chopping around between the levels here? When it does that for me, that's just leave it the heck alone. See, look at that. And then again. And even going long is tough because you don't know where to put your sell orders. You can kind of only guesstimate. So, nice and slow. Just take it easy. Relax. Yeah. The offers started moving higher, but fast, right, Moran? Really fast. Now let's see if we can stay above 78. No, just as. There we go. Next candle. This is not an easy market to trade. I'm happy to watch. Right? We've got the whole month ahead of us. Let's see. Let them lay out some roads so we can navigate it later. Price action's getting a little quick, eh? The order book is thin on ES. It's like 20, 30 contracts at every tick. Hey, Mike. How you doing? Yeah. And what's going on here is the people that were shorting this area, they all went to cover at the same time. And that's why you get that big, huge green candle, right? This was a little bit of foreshadowing, right? Just relax. It'll all start to come together. Do you qualify for a gold Rolex? I can get you a fake one from China. Well, thanks for being with us for a year, Kevin. Really appreciate it, brother. Have you seen how much they sell those damn things for? God, they're crazy expensive. Hey, nice work, Mike. Way to take the money and relax. That's good. That's good. It's good to be done, right? It's like when you get done your homework early, right? You've done your work early and you can relax. Because this right here, we don't know where the top is. So, I mean, even if you had gone long at like 84, the levels that are on this 1 minute candle chart, we've never traded up here before. So it's so unpredictable. It's insanely unpredictable. There may be some sellers up at 7,300 because it's a nice round number. The problem too with this market, folks, is once people get short enough, right? And there's such thing as opportunistic traders, like traders who have a lot of money, who are sophisticated, fast, insanely well capitalized, great technology. If they looked at, I mean, if I was trading $100 million, I would have bought the hell out of this thing, right? And then just every time it comes up, comes down, bid, offer, and you can make a fortune doing that. Now we can't trade this way as retail traders, and a lot of people will be like, "Well, I'm missing out," right? Now here comes B period, the next half-hour bar. Ugh, bid, 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 bid. See if we can go tickle those 95 and 3/4. There it is, right there. You trust the B low LC? I don't know. All I know is thank God I'm not short. This will continue for as long as they can. I haven't seen a red candle in a couple of minutes now, right? Yeah, exactly, Elsie. Exactly. Yeah, good idea to trail to stop there, Jam. Nice work. Good trading. Just be quick, my brother. Just be quick. It's a mixture of both, Mike. It is real buying and shorts covering. You got two sets of buyers, right? You've got buyers who are forced to buy, and then you have buyers who come in and see that momentum and they buy. Yeah, I would not want to be short overnight. So, I mean, and what was our clue, right? Inventory was long, no correction at all. Gap up, didn't even come close to filling the gap. So when a market gaps up, it's a gap and go situation. You do not want to be short this market, especially at all-time highs on a Friday on the first day of a new month. You know, you might as well just hit your in the head and you know, hit your head with a hammer, you know. That's good, Dave. The folks in the room are doing well. And those of you who are watching on YouTube, if you want to learn how to trade this market, and also, really, if you want to learn how not to get eaten alive in these very, very, very difficult times, come into our room, we'll teach you. We've got a 3-day trial. Come check it out. Oh, hey, a red candle. Check it out. Call the news. It's going to backfill a little, Jam. Look for bids at 72.93 because that's the latest short position is where this B period took the high of A. There we go. A little bit of a backfill. There's that 93 and a quarter. There's a little bit of a bid there. Now let's see if we can go and take that B low and move it down. So they front ran 7,300, right? We were looking for a seller at 7,300. They sold it, at what, 98 and change. Okay. Great trade, Jam. Well done. Beautiful. Now what's next? Can we get back up over 94? So that was a little inventory correction. Two red candles, 2 minutes down. And let's see if that brings in buying. Price action slowing down a little bit. Let's see if we can clear that 95 and 3/4. It's choppy. The candles are smaller. It's slowing down a little bit. Just be careful. Let's see what the next round of order flow that comes in. Here we go. So now we know that there's a seller here. So we got a seller at 94.5. Okay. So say if you are short, that's where your stop should be. Right? If you're short 93, 92, your stop's going to be 94, 95. Okay, because if we take that out, you're going to be in trouble. Right, where are you going to bid? Last time there were bids at 89 and a quarter, so maybe bid 90, 89 half, 90, right? And just be quick, be quick, be quick, be quick. Watch the offer. The offer will move up or down depending if there's buying, the offer will move up. If they're selling, the offer will move down because they're competing against each other. If it's bopping back and forth, up and down, it's choppy and the business isn't clear, right? Smart jam. Now just chill and watch. Yeah, save that money. Beautiful. No trade right here. If you're not on one, or if you're thinking about shorting, your warning level is going to be 93.5. Your stop will be 94.5. After those big green candles, I don't really trust this thing. So your risk should be the number one thing that you're looking for. See, there. Let's see if that 94.5 seller is still there. Yeah, let's see if we get a trend that it certainly is possible. A little bit of selling here. That's okay. That's healthy. The point of control is all the way down here. Let's see if that moves up. It's what, 5,300 contracts? There goes that 72.95 stop Now you got to think how many people are short under 93, 94 who didn't cover, right? If we take out that B high, if we take out the 98s, please be careful if you're shorting. Please be careful. Sellers still there where they were before. See? But would I be shorting against that? Probably not. And just as I say that, it starts to sell off a bit. The other thing, too, to remember, like say you're in the UK like me here, if you've been up since like 9, 10 in the morning, I've been up since 5. You know, it's like 3 o'clock now. Your senses start getting a little bit, you start getting tired, right? Well, the problem with liquidations on the first of the month S pill is we are at all-time highs, right? That's the problem. It's very hard to hit an all-time high and sell off. See, like 20 years ago, you'd have an all-time high, you'd have a bunch of volume, and then the market would sell off from that. But that's not how the markets are structured these days, right? I'm sure we'll get a liquidation, but what I think is going to happen, I think we're going to go up here and go sideways somewhere up in here, just like we did before, right? See how we had this move up? We went sideways and that attracted buyers. That could be the next sort of longer term situation. Going sideways, and let's see if we get a liquidation. The problem is now we have multiple short positions in this market from the previous quarter into now. Right? Very, very difficult market to trade as a short seller. And even as a long, because, you know, there's a part of you that I really don't want to buy the highs. I don't, I don't want to buy the high. I don't want to buy the high. And then it starts to rip. Let's see if we can take out that 98. See, we've hit it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Not enough oomph. They're front running 7,300 on the sell side, right? You know there's going to be a seller at 7,300. Generally there is because it's a nice round number, right? But if we get enough people short between 94 and 98, when they go to cover, we might pop it over 7,300. That's something that you want to look out for, okay? If you're unsure, If you're at all slow, if you're tired, if you can't figure out a trade, just wait until next week, my friends. There's no reason to blow up accounts on days like this, or even give back any money that you made this week. In these market conditions, your discipline should be the number one thing, not our opinions. I've been looking for a seller, like Espil said, you know, looking for a liquidation. I've been looking for a liquidation now for weeks, and we haven't had one. So, very, very difficult market conditions. Hit and run shorts, okay. Position shorts, oof. This is a distribution up here. And the overnight point of control was down here, right? The next point of control was here. So they are distributing, they are selling, but they don't have to mark it down underneath 72.90 right just yet. Should have bought VWAP, yeah. That's okay, man. There's going to be lots of, there will be a lot of decent trading this month. Just be disciplined and wait. Yeah, they don't need to put it on sale yet. They've trapped so many short sellers through month end and through the end of that quarter. Even April was just a massive short squeeze. Yeah, triple top on the 1 minute candle. Let's see if we break it. It's trying. Those 98 sellers are still there. It's really the only thing that's got a lid on it right now. But I don't really have the wherewithal to be short. Got 8 minutes left in this half-hour candle. It's a great day to learn. Right? Watch that offer. Here we go. Now, everyone who's short under 95, they're going to start covering. And we should be able to go and tickle 7,300. Seven minutes left in this period. There's 7,300. Let's see if we catch some sell orders here. See if we can get back under 72.98. There's definitely they're making good sales. I mean, if I was long, down here in the 70s, 263s, I'd be selling everything I had right here. There we go, underneath 98. That's true too, right? That's a good that's good thinking there, Sticky Bandit. I mean, money does come into this market at the end of every month. I mean, look at Apple. I was looking for Apple to come over 273. Look, the high today's 287.22. See what the leather jacket guy. That's 199, but it had a run before, right? I mean, these deals are just running and running and running. Oh, Intel. Gosh. Wow, look at Intel. Remember that security purchase agreement was done at $23. Whoever bought stock at 23, remember when they did that deal? At 23.28? That was a nice deal. That was a nice block. That's right. Yeah, you've been long Intel for a while. Nice work, Hex. Beautiful. Yeah. Nice trade, Hex. Well done. Beautiful. Beautiful. Long at 21, sold half at 85. Nicely done. See you, Mike. Have a great weekend. Thanks for being with us this week. Appreciate you guys. Now, what I'm thinking is when the next half-hour bar opens in 4 minutes, do we come back underneath 93 or do we stay above it? If we do, then we'll have single prints and you'll have another short position. Right? You remember AMD at $10? Wow. Nice work, Matt. Nicely done. That's a great investment trade. Cool. That's beautiful. You forgot. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Hey Juan, how you doing? What's going on, brother? Point of control moved up to 97. And in 2 minutes now, we're going to have the next half hour bar open. And we will probably have some single prints. It's okay, Hex, as long as you win more than you lose, you just keep fighting, right? You win some, lose some, you keep fighting. I will jam. Oof. Now this here is really difficult to trade. You can see we are distributing, right? But to go long or short here in this distribution is just so hard because you're nowhere close to an edge. Got another minute till the next half hour bar opens. And I'm looking once again, I'm looking to see if we get underneath, let's say 93. All right, we jammed a lot of people here at 96.5. So maybe we don't have single prints. That would be healthy. Because what does this market need? It needs another short position like a hole in its head, right? A little short position. Just a couple of ticks, huh? One tick. Well, folks, that's it for me for the day. I want to thank you all for being with me this week. I really want to thank you all for your patience while I was sick. I really appreciate that. Love you guys. Much appreciation. Have a wonderful and safe weekend. Only trade from the edges. Looks like we're getting a little liquidation now. You're looking for that low here at B. Okay? Take care of yourselves, and we will see you bright and early on Monday morning. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I really, really appreciate you all. People on YouTube, come drop by the trading room. We'd love to see you. And if you do, drop me a line, say hi. Let me know if you need help. Reach out. I am around. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everyone. Thank you, and bye for now.